Building a leadership attitude. What is attitude? Webster defines it as a mental feeling. Others suggest it is our manner, disposition, or thoughts about something. I suggest there is no more important word for those of us who think of ourselves as leaders. Have you ever known someone who is almost always happy and confident? Someone who sees the glass as half full? We all have. How about the opposite kind of person? Someone who is angry and cynical. Which of these people would you rather have on your team? Which one would you rather be? The answer is obvious. Let's explore 5 thoughts about becoming more confident and positive by building a leadership attitude. First, make yourself a priority. We live in a busy world. We all have family, friends, work, and other commitments that keep us active on a daily basis. Perhaps time is a luxury you feel you just can't afford. But if you want to build a leadership attitude, you must find time for yourself. Did you know that the average person spends 26 years sleeping, 12 years in meetings, 9 years watching TV, 7 years during driving, 6 years eating, 5 years waiting in line, 4 years doing housework, and 2 years on their cell phone? With an average life expectancy of 78 years, you have only 7 years to do things solely for you, so you better get busy. So here's your first challenge. For the next 30 days, set aside time during the day to focus on you and your leadership attitude. Spend time in the morning strengthening and preparing yourself for the day by listing what you want to accomplish, catching up on your reading list, or simply spending time in thought about your coming day. Use a little time in the middle of the day to reaffirm your priorities and to make sure you're on track for the day. Finally, spend some time in the evening reviewing the positive events of the day and reflecting on what you could have done differently. The key is to make yourself a priority. Second, set realistic goals. I'm sure you will agree that those of us who have identified goals are often more successful than those who have not. This reminds me of a survey that was conducted of graduates of Yale University in the 1950s. One of the questions asked, "Do you have written goals?" It is said that only 3% of the class responded in the affirmative. A follow-up of these same graduates 20 years later revealed that those with written goals had incomes greater than the other 97% of the class combined. Setting goals is not a new idea for leaders, but doing so in a realistic manner is what's important. This requires that you know what you want to accomplish, when you want to accomplish it, and how you will measure your success. It takes more than simply stating the goals. You must refer to them regularly to ensure that you are working towards successful completion. Remember the words of Mahatma Gandhi: "Glory lies in the attempt to reach one's goals, not in reaching them." So, your second challenge is to set goals. Many of you may have to do this at work, but I want you to think beyond work. Consider what you want to accomplish. Remember, this is about building your leadership attitude. Setting goals can be challenging and you may not know where to start. A simple tool is to be SMART. SMART. Goals should be simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. You can Google this acronym for much more information about SMART goals. Third, pay attention to your health. Well-being and physical health are important aspects of one's leadership attitude. This encompasses 3 areas of particular importance: diet, exercise, and nurturing. As for your diet, what you choose to put in your body is your business. However, the adage holds true that you are what you eat. By eating healthy and avoiding the excesses afforded by this world, you're more likely to have a healthy attitude. Exercise is good for your leadership attitude as well. If you've ever been involved in any type of regular exercise program, you know how much physical effort can make you feel better, and provide you more energy for doing all that needs to be done. The next time you are feeling angry or cynical, try exercising. Exhaust yourself in a good workout. You'll be amazed at how that bad attitude is flushed away from your system. If you find you don't have time for a full workout, simply find something to do each day that gets your body moving and your heart rate up. If you're like most people, nurturing is an area that is suffering some neglect. You must nurture yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Take time to slow down enough to savor a sensory experience. For instance, take time to eat a great meal slowly, savoring every taste and texture. Maybe leave work early one beautiful afternoon and spend some time walking in the woods to clear your head. Whatever you do, enjoy life and its little pleasures. Fourth, know your strengths. Too often we spend time thinking about those areas in our life where we are unsuccessful, where we could use some improvement. We all have opportunities for improvement, and sometimes these can be abundantly clear. However, we all have strengths as well. What you focus on in your mind is what you give power to. Maybe focus some of that energy on what you do well. Your third challenge is to take a few moments right now. Stop listening or stop reading and write down your strengths. How many did you come up with? Did you get stuck after listing only a few strengths? Many of us do get stuck after a few because we're trained to be humble. We're more adept at thinking about those areas in which we can improve. It's time to stop being humble and to begin to be honest with ourselves and focus on our strengths. Try it. Fifth, be positive. There are those of us who believe the world is out to get them. Don't let yourself fall into this deception. The world is not out to get you. Despite what happens, it's important to see the positive side of the events happening in your life. As the maxim suggests, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If the lemon in your life is that you just lost a job, the lemonade may be that you can now find something you really want to do. It is turning the negative into a positive. Think about something negative that has recently happened in your life. Now, think about how this can be a positive event in your life. The positive is there, it just may be hard to see at the moment. Keep trying until you master the idea of seeing the positive side of every event. As we conclude, one of my favorite films for teaching leadership lessons is Remember the Titans. One scene I especially like is when two stars of the team are talking about attitude, and Julia says, attitude reflects leadership. What we have discussed are a few simple attitude adjustments that we can make to better reflect the leaders we want to be. But it's up to you to build a better leadership attitude. I leave you with the words of Martin Luther King, quoting a Georgia preacher. Let them that's going get on the wagon, and them that ain't get out of the way.